This ground was bought under government guidance in Circle 194 Criminal Justice Act. The Conservative government did take away the funding in 1994 to build sites. In doing that report, they saved millions of pounds in failed to identify sites. They've saved millions of pounds because they never identified sites. They told gypsy farmers to buy their own pieces of ground and they would pass them for them, which is a genuine report of Circle 194. This stale farm itself was used by the council themselves many years ago. There's industrial buildings here since 1908, which we can prove. We can prove it was an old scrapyard used by the council itself. It was a salvage yard used by a salvage breaker. And the real truth of the matter was it never was Greenbelt, it was always Brownbelt. It only came Greenbelt when the travellers actually bought it. We've got area photographs showing industrial buildings all over the site, houses, mobile homes, since the 60s and 70s. And the travellers bought it under government guidance themselves, and now the government is wasting millions of pounds to evict them.
My name is Mary Ann McCarthy. I am one of the residents living at Del Farm. And to face an eviction for anyone is not a very nice thing for to happen. We bought this land under government guidance. In 1964 or 62, the government took away the money for building sites for gypsies and travellers. So they said, let gypsies and travellers provide for themselves. That's exactly what we did do, and this is the results of it. We can't do right for doing wrong. We think we're doing the right thing and it's the wrong thing we do. We're not looking for no special laws, especially as they say, one law for the gypsies and one law for the settled community. We want to abide by the law. So how can we abide by the law if the bailiffs comes in an eviction costing £18 million to kick us out on the side of the road with absolutely nowhere to go? We will have to break the law. We will be pulling into other people's property what we don't want to do, because we're not allowed to travel with the new Criminal Justice Act 61-62. Gypsies and travellers is not allowed to travel. That's how you can't see a lot of travellers now, like you did years ago, pulled in a camp. All them is all done away with. So what are we supposed to do?
I came to Down Farm because I wanted to support an alternative way of life, and the lifestyle that's facing more and more sort of like prejudices against and towards. And because the community here bought the land in the first place, and it was a Greenbelt land when they brought it, and then the council has changed the legislation and made it Greenbelt land. And when they go, it will probably just be sold off for development. So it's not really for any kind of like greater purpose other than a financial cause. And I thought this was wrong.
I came to Del Farm because I wanted to show my support for the anti-eviction campaign. One of the arguments that's made for moving on the travellers who've been living here is that the land is Greenbelt and it should be freed up for that reason. But the local government doesn't have any problem allowing planning permission for private property developers to use Greenbelt land. And therefore I think this decision to evict the plot is based on discrimination and not on any coherent government policy. Another reason is that the local government is required to offer suitable accommodation or suitable plot for the travellers here to move on to, and they haven't done that so far.
And if the council go ahead with this eviction, are they going to return this site, or are they going to make this site into a green belt, as everyone imagines?
No, they will not. I can give you photograph evidence of what they did in Hoverfields. I made a total tip out of it. It's a danger zone for children, what it does, love. Because I can give you evidence of the site done in Hoverfields. That is a total way. It's like a landmark site, madam. It's like a tip for the world. It's a health hazard for human consumption. That's what they're trying to back into.